One of our main goals as a national human rights institution in Albania is to make sure the democratic rights of our citizens are duly observed and guaranteed. Democracy is young in our country, as in all post-totalitarian countries in Eastern Europe. This means time to time, sharp polarization, hate speech, readiness to extreme actions, lack of compromise, etc. 2018-2019 was a period of big movements in Albania. Civil society workers, students and other groups were protesting about a wide range of issues, from expropriation to university tuition fees. In addition, during 2019, the Albanian opposition had increased its action with a number of rallies and protests taking place on almost weekly basis. The political rhetoric of both sides had reached dangerous levels of forecasts of even physical confrontations were being made. Observing the big picture, our concern as the people's advocate in Albania was that all this polarized context could serve as an excuse to limit or discourage human rights, namely that of gathering and peaceful protest. We found that the police did not apply correctly the law on public gatherings. Although the law provided that in order to hold a protest there was no need to apply for permission, but simply to notify the police, the latter continued to have a procedure in place for issuing permits for the protests. Our direct contribution in this case was to raise awareness that no permits were applicable for quite some time, and that the role of the police was to enable and foster the right of the protest rather than restricting it. Further, we immediately took action and got organized that on each day of a protest, we could deploy a relatively large number of group of observers monitoring closely the events. Of course, our reports were published, offering to the public our opinion and our independent findings, and I must say they were very well accepted. We believe our reporting during those events helped increase the public pressure toward the law enforcement institution about the misuse of tear gas during the protests. I believe what gave credibility and power to our voice is, in this case, was the fact that we didn't embark on any emotional position. We reported indiscriminately and honestly cases when police behavior was trespassing the law limits, and as well we condemned the cases when protesters shifted from peaceful to violent acts. And believe me, keeping a cold head and being unbiased while yourself are among us heavily motivated citizens protesting, it is a challenge. In my opinion, this is the most important lessons we can take from this case. Of course, we too are people, we are citizens, and our eyes tend to watch the reality from this view angle, the one of the citizens' rights. But in order to give our institution a credible voice, the necessary moral authority to fully serve the interests of citizens, we should be honest towards them and say the truth even when they are wrong. Even if at the beginning this might sound like a betrayal of our mission to be on the side of the citizens, we know that there is nothing more against citizens than feeding them with fake beliefs. We are there to protect their rights because this is the only way how we protect them in a meaningful way.